Right, so it's the end of our time at UK Nationals, and we're going to do a few deck profiles. We're now at home, and we've got Ryan's lovely JoJo playmat to show you some nice deck profiles on. So this is my deck profile and a little bit of a tournament report. I decided I went X3, and then after 6 rounds, I decided I was X3 and decided I can't be bothered to play round 7 anymore, and all I was going to do was play public events. And just chill today anyway, so I decided to drop out, and then it turns out that I was very good on my tiebreakers, so I probably would have, if I'd have carried on going X3, I probably would have topped. But oh well, learn for the future, and I don't really play at events, so it was taking a lot out of me, unfortunately. But it was a good event, and I'm just going to get on with my deck profile. So I was playing Sky Striker Trickstars, so 3 Candina, so obviously it's your Searcher, 3 Lycoris. A lot of people were playing 2, but because I'm playing 3 Pot Desires, I didn't want to risk banishing one or both of them off Desires if I only played 2, so I played 3 so I could safely banish 1. And then Lily Bell, it's really good, but you only need 1. So that's it for the Trickstar stuff. Then Hand Traps, say Triple Ash Blossom, it's really good. And then Triple Draw Unlock, even better. It's the best hand trap this format. Don't really have to say. You hate Draw Unlock, yeah. I think a lot of people do.
I had to play through 2 of them, and I still nearly beat him.
Yeah, so that was good for you, but
yeah,
like not great if you don't see it.
Yeah.
So that's it for the monsters. There's 13 of them. Spells, 3 Light Stage, search your Trickstar stuff. Triple Terraforming, to search your Light Stage, to search your Trickstar stuff. That's it for like the Trickstar-y type stuff. Then the Sky Striker stuff, so play 3, Engage, it's busted, searches for your drone, searches for your Widow Anchor if you need it, searches for your Afterburner, whatever. And then if you happen to have 3 spells engraved, it's even more advantage, so good. Speaking of drones, 3 drones, this is your big link enabler. I mean, just opening one of these, that's an instant 2 link materials with Kagari. And you can easily go into things like Topologic Bomber, or any other like rank 4, pretty easily. So that's pretty good. And then the other 2, so we play 1 Widow Anchor and 1 Afterburners. These are played just as extra disruption that are searchable with Engage. Jamming Waves is another one you could play, which I side, but that doesn't come up in many matchups. This Afterburners comes up in more matchups for monster popping, and then Widow Anchor comes up quite often for your effect negation, and it's nice if you're able to steal a monster, especially if you do it on your turn, so you can just go for the a kill. Most busted card in the deck, 3 Scapegoat. Whenever I resolved it, I won. I went the first 4 rounds actually, without losing a single game won. So, and I think it was all because I opened Scapegoat in my opening hand. It's busted. Extra tokens is great.
And secrets too.
Yeah. So they're really shiny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so lots of link stuff. I mained 3 Caught by the Grave. I'm really happy with this decision. Because there's lots of times when I had this in hand and I was able to stop the Ash or a Droll. The stopping Ash and Droll is great, especially if you're trying to get like the Droll and Reincarnation combo off, stuff like that. It's really good. And then for draw power, 3 Pot Desires and 1 Upstart. I wanted as much draw power as I could, and I had the space. So I was thinking of playing something like Shared Ride, which I'm glad I didn't, because I did face a couple of pure Sky Strikers and 1 Sky Striker Trickstars, but I didn't really feel the need for Shared Ride in those matchups. I still sided it in for going first, but it wasn't a necessity to have it. But I did want as much generic draw power as I could, and also having the Upstart, it gives you an extra spell engrave for your Sky Striker stuff. Sometimes I did draw desires off desires once, I think, which wasn't great, but oh well, that happens. That's it for the spells, and then 3 traps, only 3. Trickstar Reincarnation. Again, I've seen people cutting this to 2, but for almost the same reason as Lycoris.
It's just too good.
It's too good, and I don't want to banish too many copies of Desires. Also, it's good discard fodder for your nightmares, because then you can just resurrect a Trickstar Engrave, and you get more link plays from there. So that's it for the main deck. 40 cards. I was happy with my list overall. A lot of the games that I lost, it came a lot of the time just to like one misplay, or I did brick. Like there were times when I did brick and drew the like multiple Lycorises and no Candinas or something like that, which really sucked. But when most of your deck should be able to search out, or at least like thin your deck to be able to get you more to that, then what can you really do about that? Like, I think this is as consistent as it can be. It'd be nice to have other power cards in there, but there's not really much space. But yeah, I'm generally happy with the list. Although I'm probably not going to be playing it again after this because I'm judging at Euros. Extra deck. So for the Sky Strikers, we played 2 Kagari, 1 Shizuku. There's not any room for any more. The 2 came up a little bit. I didn't need any more of Shizuku, really. I rarely made Shizuku because often I wanted to get her off the board so that I wasn't prone to the Firewall Lilybell loop. So I often went into like a Topologic Bomber or something like that. Or just something that didn't point at my opponent. So I wanted to get her. I didn't want a Sky Striker on the field, so I didn't bother leaving her. Link Spider, you need it for your scapegoat things. Obviously, one of these would be Linkaribo when we get it. And I wish it was Linkaribo because it means that because I'm not running Mrs. Radiant, so it means that it relies on another Trickstar card to go into Burrow Load. Which can suck sometimes. It's just not great. But yeah, so 2 Link Spiders, you have to play it. 1 Space Insulator. This card is great. In my traditional format event, I actually used its effect to summon itself from grave. I'd made a Topologic Trispaner and tried to clear some back row, and then I used it and a Link Spider. I used it and a normal summon Lycoris or something to go into Topologic Bomber Dragon, which is a Cyburst, and then use Space Insulator, affecting Grave, special summon it to the zone, and it obviously blew everything up. It was really great. I'm glad I got that off, but the important thing is that it's a generic Link 2 that points down. So that's the important thing.
I'm going to have to look into... I pulled like a bunch of those.
Yeah, so it's a good card, and it decreases a little bit of attack as well, so sometimes if you need to just hit over something, it can be quite good. 1 Holly Angel, you need this because she gets really big really quickly, and she can also clear your field of multiple Lycorises if you have a bunch of Sky Striker stuff in hand, because obviously they need you to not have stuff in the main monster zones. Nightmare Goblin is for the OTK. Also, you can just get its effect off to give you extra Candina normal summons and extra searches, which is pretty good. 1 Nightmare Cerberus. This never came up. I never actually used it, so I would probably drop this from any list in the future, personally.
Is that the destruction?
It's the destruction one, but because it only destroys special summon monsters in the main monster zone, it's actually quite restrictive. And most of the time, I'd just go into Phoenix. So I'd probably either run a second Phoenix instead of this. So this one pops back row. I'd either run a second Phoenix, and it's got higher attack as well. This has got 19, Cerberus has 16. So I'd run a second Phoenix or something else. Like maybe a Mrs. Radiant or a Daruma Doll or something like that. So that's it for my... missing a card. I'm currently missing a card, so I'm going to have to look for that in a... Hang on. Right, it looks like I'm missing a card.
Which card is that?
Topologic Trickstar. It's not like it's too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, yeah, I've realised I'm missing a card, so my Link 3s are Nightmare Unicorn and Topologic Trickstar. I'm sure it's somewhere, but I'm probably just going to have to look around for it. Nightmare Unicorn, don't think I actually made it, but it's good because it shuffles monster, or does it shuffle? Yeah, it shuffles. Returns it to the deck, so yeah.
Yeah. I was happy to pull one of those.
Yeah.
Like, it basically made up the...
Yeah, Ryan pulled one of them from his entry packs, so he plussed. And then Trickstar is great for removing back row. It came up a few times. It was mostly good as like a generic Link 3 that had some utility after it was made, because this only has utility when it's made, or often only has utility when it's made. Whereas Trickstar, as long as you have a way to special summon, it's going to be live. So then Link 3 is Firewall Dragon, Broken for the loop. Borrowload Dragon, I don't think I actually made Borrowload Dragon, but it's really good. Then Topology Bomber, you can go into this turn 1 with having just a Candina and a Hornet Drones in hand. And it's really good being able to use it going first. I was thinking of running Sayuja here, but I couldn't get hold of Sayuja. Also, Sayuja's only good past turn 1, whereas this is good afterwards. And because it's big, and because of its effects, you can't do the Firewall. You can't do the Firewall Lilybell loop, or they can't do it against you, because they have to summon to his own viewpoint too. And they can't do that with Topology Bomber. Yeah, so that's 15 cards, obviously. Then, side deck, 3, Sphere Mode. The only time I sided it in was against Lightsworn. Because I was losing against Lightsworn, I thought I've got nothing for it, so I had to side it in and blind second. Thinking, oh yeah, he's going to make a little bit of a board. I can Sphere Mode him. He never made more than 2 monsters at any time, so it was useless. 3 Twin Twisters. I don't like. It was good. It's good against the pure Sky Striker matchup. When they set off multi-roll and stuff, but I don't think I ever actually used it. Shared Ride. This card is great. Not worth main decking, just in case, because it's only good going first. I don't think I actually resolved it at all, which is a shame. But oh well.
God lost me a game.
Yeah, it lost Ryan a game. 1 Jamming Wave. This you switch out with your afterburners, or if you're going second, you can just add this in, just for backer removal, and it's obviously searchable. 3 Evenly Matched, again for like go keys and like things that make big boards. Against Spiral, I actually played Spirals in one of my rounds. I evenly matched him twice in one game, and I obviously won that. But yeah, I evenly matched him twice. One of these isn't first dead. I'm annoyed. Just realised that one of my evenlies is not first dead.
Have they printed them more than once?
They were printed in a special edition. But yeah, so oh well. But then evenly is great, and then 2 Infinite Impermanence. It's great in theory, but you don't want to use it against the Mirror or against pure Sky Strikers, because they can either just tag out Ray, or they can bounce back Candina with Licorice, and they don't get it off. But against like link spammy things like Goki or Spiral, it's really good. But I don't think I ever saw it when I needed it, which sucks. That was basically the story of most of my side cards. I think the only one I saw was pretty much the only one I saw was Evenly. Evenly in that one time when I saw Sphere Mode when it was useless. So it is what it is. I'm gonna have to look for my Trickstar somewhere. I probably just if I left it on the table, then it's a shame. But it's my own fault. But yeah, so that's my deck list. I had a fun time at the event. It was great. You can watch the vlog for all the good stuff. And like, comment, subscribe, all that nonsense. And go follow the Twitch stream. And hopefully we'll get some more videos to you guys soon. Bye, guys.
Square.
Yeah, it's just wherever the middle is.